can edit. You can actually edit. See yesterday's one.
You
You
can see
can
it.
just edit it. You can change it.
You just upload
We're live.
it. We're live.
You can play the audio. Check it. Audio. No, play the audio. Play the audio. Yeah. No, before they start.
The streaming quality settings available inside.
Yesterday
Go
class.
down here, streaming quality.
Coming out.
You have from medium and high to low, medium,
have
high.
audio
That's
for yesterday.
actually recording codec,
Yesterday
which
class.
you would
Can
find
you
normally
play
in
audio for
HyperDeck quality.
Okay, he's here.
But they are
He's
larger
on your hard
files.
drive.
The higher you go up quality. We're going to show you quality. Then we're going to show you a picture at the very end
But just play
of
the
all
music.
of the
But
images
let's
together,
not just be
taken
dry.
right from that video footage right inside Adobe
What
Pro and brought into this slide that I'll
Have you
show you
put
at
it
the
on?
end. I'm going to show you that back to
I can't
back
hear
to
you.
back to back. You can get a better eyes and see. If you do, please put a comment
Have any
in
bring
the
this
chat
system
below.
out?
Or is it the
So
music?
let's just take a quick look at right here,
It's low.
right
Oh, you
here
want to
on
go
page
this
number
guy
26. I will put a
can hear
link
it.
to the PDF. Click on it. But on page 26, you can see it right
I want
up
to
here.
hear how it is on
It
the
says
outside.
in this box, set the streaming quality to low, medium, or high. This will set the quality for the recording, but must be have it. Change these settings, then you're going to low, recording inside your ATEM at the same time. Can do. So it's recording at the same
Let's
time.
go live.
So in ATEM Pro, you're only going to be recording the program models. You're going to be recording all of the different inputs. So keep that in mind. That quality of the recording is based on
Playing the
that
music
little
out.
selection.
If
Keep that
it's,
in mind. Recording the video in your studio and you
I
want
want
to
to
get the
know if
highest quality, you can set it.
you can increase it
You can get
before
the
it
highest
starts.
quality
Okay,
and edit that. So that's your
before it
choice.
starts,
But
so
this
that I'll
video
just
is
switch.
about. So I'm going to take you through
Five.
each of those right here in the studio right now, and you can take a look at those and see. You can see the difference, and then leave that
Is
comment below. Then stay. I'll do a little at the
network
very. Here we go.
delay.
Hey, this is the streaming. You can stream the low. Right up
It's
there.
network. My
And you can
network.
open this up when I'm recording, but you can see very faintly right streaming level.
Yeah, now.
This is the
Move
quality
the other light
of
closer.
streaming
It's
level.
under
I'll
his
move
Yeah,
my
play
chin.
this
hands
music.
around. There's a kid. I'll smile at my normal light or my me what you low looks like. Settings coming right up.
So I'll maybe then
Look into the camera and
But wait,
same
you
lighting
can
as I
see
normally
from
do
here.
It is streaming
I'm here.
quality
audio now.
settings. So I'll name the files.
But yeah, I mean, it's good.
So I'll be show those in my life. So
Yeah, so that I'll know
on
what
the
this guy's thinking. And his entry
Pro,
delay.
see the quality.
can hear it. I can hear it. Can you play the music? Just let it play. Eh? Play. I can hear it here clearly.
It's from the.
Let me choose another song. Copy. Fine. Last. Last thing here. On my end.
See now. Oh,
I've reduced it, that's why.
okay, you
See,
it
I'm
from here.
taking it very this slow. Wait. This one.
Yeah, check now.
Open your system so that.
Yeah, check now.
I'm coming. Hey,
Bring it up.
Hold on. You start on when I say so. Just hold on. The familiarizing between. Hold on. Start on when I say so. Just hold on. The familiarizing. Hold on.
we are live now.
Start on when I say so. Hold on.
We are live now. We are live now.
Alright guys, everyone on standby.
Hold on.
You're still ready when I said go.
No, it's the old. I'm not hearing anything in the. Tell him to hold on with the interview. I'm not
Hold
hearing
on,
anything.
hold on.
Okay?
You haven't put your audio.
Testing, 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 testing. Yeah, they are. Testing, testing.
Okay, bro.
Save time creating content and generate a high-quality clone of your voice with 11 Labs. Change the way you record
All right,
podcasts,
so
voiceovers, and
we were
branded
lucky enough to
content
have
the
you with
number
us
one
for last year's
AI-powered
academy,
voice-generating
and you're able to
technology.
grace us with your presence for this year's
Stop
academy.
searching for the
What would you
perfect
say is the
voice
one thing
and
you
stop
hope the
wasting
students are
time
able to take from
re-recording
today's
take after
lecture?
take.
All right, thank you so
Try
much.
11
My
labs
name
for-
is Olayemi Olamijo. Over the past decade, I've helped brands build community that get sales and build brands like that. While doing that, I've been able to build or be the creative director for Fifth Element Marketing Agency. Last year, I think we went deep into the frames of personal branding and being in marketing. This year, I think the most important thing is to be able to move people from their current state to being a professional in the industry, and key points on how to, compete in the market today and win as, a real estate broker.
All right, that's such a wonderful answer. Thank you very much. So I have a couple more questions for you. All right. One of them being that, what would you say inspired you to career in?
All right, that's interesting because I think I'm one of those people from the school of thought that everybody is real estate, right? Because, it's land, that's what God gave the earth when He was giving or sharing policies. So whatever industry you find yourself, whatever community you find yourself, you still go back to real estate. When footballers finish making football money, spend it on real estate. When politicians make money, they spend it on real estate. When whatever, if you're in finance, all the money ends and all the blessings start with. I think it's a non-negotiable. Everybody is in real estate. You just need to decide where you want to play.
All right, that's a wonderful response. Another question. In your journey so far, what was a major turning point that shaped the way you approach real estate?
I can't remember the year, but I think it was when the crypto was booming, right? Crypto was booming, and real estate was also booming at the same time. So I think I had an experience when a friend of mine was investing a lot in crypto, and I had another friend investing a lot in real estate. So in the year, I think 2017 or 2020, when the entire crypto crashed, my guy in real estate was, cashing out, while my other friend, who was, everybody knew him to be the crypto guy, was crying. That was a clear-cut example to the fact that, the growth in real estate is non-negotiable. Whatever you do, you're going to be making a lot of money in real estate if you stay consistent in it. So I think experiencing that firsthand, I wasn't told. I saw, somebody move from having nothing to having a lot, while, another person moved from having a lot to having nothing. It just showed me how reliable real estate is. That's one personal experience that locked me into real estate.
All right, that's a beautiful story. What's one misconception about real estate you think more people, especially beginners, can learn?
All right. We're in a generation where we need to unlearn a lot of things, right? But one perception about real estate, I think that everybody needs to unlearn now, is the conceptualization of putting value last. As Nigerians, we're used to a community where everybody wants to make money, and money is the most important thing. So people come into the real estate space that, I know I can make money in this space will make me make money. While that is true, I think if you approach real estate with that conceptualization, it's inevitable. You get eaten by the sharks who are deep in the business, or you get eaten by people who genuinely care about people's investment. So I think that's one conceptualization. Don't come in for the money. But to add to that, while you're not coming in for the money, I think to be a great real estate person in today's world, you cannot just be in real estate. You have to own one particular niche. You have to own one particular activity where that you believe that cannot happen without your presence in that particular room, right? So yes, don't come in for the money, and also have an added skill when coming into real estate.
Very much for that answer. So the last question before Chico. What is the biggest once?
I think the biggest opportunity is content. As simple as it is content, which is what some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. The way content is transforming sales, and the way content is transforming, doing business in Nigeria as a whole. And for a rapid industry like real estate, we're going to be discussing into that. So one opportunity is content. Everybody must, get involved in curating, or distributing content.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stand up before you touch yourself. Guys, switch.
Hello everyone, please can we come and have our seats? We're ready. Can we come and have our seats now? Can we come and have our seats? Please can we come and have a seat now? Alright. Thank you so much. Hello guys, can we come to the kitchen? It's the kitchen. Can we come to the workspace? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just we were able to connect and speak to each other. Hope we've exchanged contacts and whatnot. Thank you so much. Thank you so
AI and
Right.
affect my.
Awesome.
My name is Lekon,
Hi,
and
Lekon.
how real estate brokerage should be data, also how to clients based on their.
Awesome.
Good morning. My name is David. I've learned how to provide value, make valuation, and sell through networking.
Thank you so much. Networking. Yeah.
Hi, good morning. My name is Remile Kumalisin. So before now, I tend to give up easily on difficult clients, but
Wow.
now I've learned to be more patient with difficult clients, and also how to collaborate with the other realtors in order to cover some areas you are not able to cover. Like if you are on the mainland, you have
Awesome.
to collaborate with realtors on the highland to be able to, do business together.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hi, good morning. My
Good
name
morning.
is Adeshola.
Hi, Adeshola.
So I've been able to understand valuation, how to value a property to be in a better position to advise my clients when
Awesome.
making a purchase.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Felix Sidache. I've learned the power of media in real estate, and I've also learned that branding is a key thing in real
Awesome.
estate. You have to know who you are.
Awesome.
Same thing with me. My name is Dalu. I've learned how branding and media can shape buyer perception. So, for instance, CW, a luxury company, how you can give the right images and right storytelling, and it can even elevate like the price of a property before like the buyer steps in.
Very key. Thank you so much.
Alright, good morning. My name is Tejuri Shumaye, and I learned the importance of personal branding in real estate.
Okay.
The importance of network marketing, and when you're selling real estate, you're selling bundle of rights, which makes the legal aspects very important as well. So.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mercy, and I learned that as a real estate agent, I should be more intentional about every step I take and every decision I make, because everything is compounds to
It's all connected.
something at the
All
end
right.
of the day.
All right. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for yourself. I feel like the master class is complete. All right. I've heard a lot of people talk about learning marketing and branding, and that gears me up for this class, because we're about to talk about the most important thing you need as a real estate broker, or like she said, as a real estate agent. The goal is for this class is to be able to learn what to do on a daily basis so as to establish those things that you've learned, or the things you're going to be learning on marketing and personal branding. If you're able to understand this class, and not just understand, but execute what we're about to talk about, I can assure you in the next 365 days, you would not recognize your bank account. Hallelujah, somebody. All right, so first things first, at the end of this conversation, we would be able to understand two things, right? The ability, you'll be able to network, generate leads, and build relationship with the right people. Also, you'd also be able to make the right people know, like, and trust you. These two things that we're supposed to take out from this class was divided into to establish two things: the personal activity. So what are the things to do to establish yourself and say, yes, I am working on my personal brand? Or what are the things we do to now make people say that, oh, I know him, I trust him, I like him, and I want to give him my money, right? In this class, we're going to be learning prospecting and positioning. Prospecting, speaking to how you position, how you communicate yourself to the audience, while positioning, speaking to how you place yourself in the mind of people in such a way that when they are looking for anybody in your industry, they find you. But before we go deep into that, it is first important to understand why we are having this conversation
today. To understand this, it is very, very, very important to know that your influence determines your wealth. Yes, you can have all the value in the world, you can have all the data in the world, right? But how do you translate that to money? How do you translate that to cash? When people have this conversation, they say that your network determines your network. They say that, you know, the more people you know, the better for you to sell. All of these are 100% correct. But most importantly, your influence is not based on numbers. Oh, I know everybody in the world. Because when people speak about influence, they start thinking about the influencers and the content creators and the popular people online. But influence moves beyond that. Influence moves beyond your ability to be able to, you know, share humor or make people follow you on social media. Influence moves into your personal ability to be able to make impact anywhere you find yourself. Your influence is not based on your popularity. It's based on your ability to make impact anywhere you find yourself. You've been with, you know, new people for the past 3 days. How many people have you been able to influence? How many people, based on what you've learned, have you been able to communicate to? How many people have seen your dress style and feel like, oh, I want to buy fashion from this particular lady? Or how many people have heard you speak and feel like we should build a business together? Your influence shouldn't wait for the big screen to become something popular or something notable. Your influence starts from the next person. Every moment you share with another person is an ability to impact the person, which is an ability to show your influence. We started the conversation by saying that at the end of the class, you will be able to know how to get the right people, how to network, generate leads, and build relationship with the right people. And we also said how to also get the right people to know, like you, and trust you. The two keywords there, or the one keyword there, is the right people. So who are the right people? Who are we supposed to be communicating with? In marketing, there is something called target audience. So I want to share 5 key target audience in the real estate industry in such a way that if you are able to, anytime, anywhere, understand these 5 people, you are able to make sales, or you're able to define your niche. First, we have the investors. Those that have, you know, bought a property before. This is not their first time. They've done it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. When you're talking to them about investing or doubling their money, they've seen it happen. So nothing can surprise them. Word on the street is that the best way to sell to a rich person is to infuse fear. Fear is the best strategy to sell to somebody that, you know, return on investment is not the most important thing. What is important to an investor that has done it once, twice, 3 times is the ability not to lose money, or the ability not to even lose opportunity. So fear is your currency to selling to an investor. We also have the people that we call the long-term acquisition groups. The people that, you know, as a group or as an organization, they've, you know, gotten the property before. It is not their first time and they just want to make more money. We also have, you know, the people making real estate in Nigeria really flourish, who we refer to as the people in diaspora. Your ability to be able to speak the language of trust to the people outside the country who, without their fault, has been through a lot with a lot of real estate agents. How can you communicate trust to these people and make sure that they know you, they like you, and they want to do business with you? We also have the wealth preservers, the people that, you know, they came from money, they've seen money, they just want to keep doing what they've seen their parents do. They just want to keep, you know, reinvesting. Oh, there's a new area that, oh, my father didn't have the opportunity to buy here, and I want to buy here, right? They want to explore. You meet people like this so much in cities like Abuja. And most importantly, we have the newbies, people that it is their first time buying property in Nigeria. Their parents didn't own a land. They don't have a property. So this is their first time buying property in Nigeria. So these 5 categories of people, When, you know, the third was people in diaspora. The second one is long-time acquisition group. The third is people in diaspora. The fourth is wealth preservers. And the fifth are the newbies. In real estate, people could refer to the... Yes, please. All right. So the long-term acquisition group are people that want to invest in real estate, but they don't need the return on investment now. They just want something for the long time, right? People package land banking deals to sell to these particular people. Yes, they probably own a house already, but they just want something that... So, okay. So, I don't know if I'm allowed to share this information, but we have a lot of, we do marketing for a lot of real estate agents or real estate company. And recently, one was being in my office saying how it's not in the real estate business, but he wants a long time, you know, investment. So he comes to my office with his lawyer, and then he's sitting down having a conversation how, according to him, Dangote is opening a new seaport in... I don't know. But Dangote is opening a new seaport. There's a new refinery in Ondo State. There are people already there now buying lands, not for the next 5 years, but for the next 20 years. That was the conversation he was having. I mean, I'm like, you know, people are already thinking ahead in locations where people are not, right? Where people are actively not. Who is buying Badagry now, or who is buying Ondo State, right? But long-term acquisition guys are already, you know, having those conversations in their head, and they are thinking ahead for the long time, right? For a newbie now, you won't tell a newbie, say, okay, come and buy land, you know, they will look at you that, what's happening, for what? But there are some people that is a good investment to them. What's your question? Yes, they are, I mean, in real estate, they are all investors, but these guys are not looking at return on investment instantly, right? While the entire real estate industry tells you that, oh, you know, buy land and wait. There are some people that want return on investment instantly. There are some people that want, you know, constant return. Oh, as long as you're giving me so amount cash flow per month. Those are primarily people we call investors. There are people that just want to buy something, forget about it. They forgot, like 10 years down the line, they're like, oh, okay, I bought, let's go back there. Do you understand? There are people that niche down to communicating and selling to this particular target of people. Thank you so much for that addition. So, in understanding the people that we are speaking with, when we're able to understand our primary target audience, we're able to understand who we speak with, we are then able to understand or do a deep dive research, even to understand, you know, a lot of things about themselves, which we'll be checking out in a bit. Before we go on, I wanted to share the fact that ideas are greater than people. Ideas are greater than people. People give birth to ideas to go and work for them. People give birth to ideas to go and work for them. There are a lot of narrative that you develop today. No matter how you see it, no matter how you think, you just realize that, you know, there are some things that are just more popular than the other because ideas move faster. I've forgotten his name right now, but he developed TED Talk. And if I ask his name, nobody will even know his name, but they know the product he developed, TED Talk. Thank you so much. So, people come together and develop a building, and you will see that building live long before them. People come together and name an estate, and you see that estate live long after, even after they've gone. Ideas are more important than people. all our life, we are executing either your idea or you're executing someone else's idea. And it's very, very important to know or understand the power of ideas. And I will show you why in a bit. As a personal brand, your personal brand is built on that. Let's dive into it. Your personal brand is built on that. In telling your personal brand story, there's something we call the truth and the story of the truth. Yes, we've learned storytelling, we've learned, how to create content and how to share a particular product in such a way that even before you launch, people are diving in to understand or to be part of that particular product. In sharing the truth or in sharing the story of the truth, we just don't focus on facts. It's very, very important to not focus on facts. Yes, you're creating a content to say that there is a listing in Ikoyi and the house is open glass house and the roof is, whatever the sophistication we could think about. While creating, it is important to not focus on the facts, right? It is important to not focus on facts and tell a story while building your narrative. Secondly, we need to establish our story. And like I spoke about idea, your story is your unique point of view. It is the bridge between what you're doing and the trust you're trying to build with your target audience. Your story is your unique point of view. So where we establish our story, you need to always share what sets you apart from people. You need to always share your point of view. What's the conversation happening in the real estate? What's your own POV about it? How often do we talk on our WhatsApp status, just sharing our point of view about a particular trend that has to do with your industry? Or even maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have to do with your industry, it has to do with another industry. But your point of view on that particular matter matters. That's how you build, that's how people see, oh, so this person thinks this way. And then you see people that want to give you money. I had a conversation with somebody in the real estate space where people have been able to build brand using some of these things that we're about to talk about in such a way that people see them today and then just fund their investment. Like you have a dream to build or develop something somewhere, and someone look at you and say, okay, how much is it going to cost? Even before you start to sell off plan, take the money that you need to go and build. These opportunities have come from people who have craftily or coordinatedly used these tactics to build a personal brand. We'll see some of them in a bit. So, most importantly, while you're sharing your POV or while you're sharing your point of view regarding any conversation going on in the mind of the consumer or regarding every conversation going on in the community, it is important to build your own village. It is important to build your own tribe. It is important to build your own community. So on the digital space, we can talk about building your community by having a community on Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, and some of these things. I heard someone say that they've learned the importance of partnership, how you can work with other realtors. But do you know that that can even happen digitally, where you have a community of people and you're posting the same narrative or posting the same content, and you have a pod of people who, even if it's just to comment, right? So even Tunde Ednut till today still has what they call a community pod. A community pod in such a way that as soon as you post something, they are liable to comment instantly, so as the algorithm can show his content to more people. And a lot of realtor groups have that, where they have a pod of 10 to 20 people, and then when one person posts, another person is commenting, wow, fire building. If I have the money, I will buy instantly. It's his brother, or it's his sister that is commenting, but they are important. We can look at these people and laugh and say, why are you posting a receipt on WhatsApp status? But they are important. We'll see why in a bit, right? So building a village or building a pod of people that can build your digital footprint with is very, very important. And we'll see how we'll do that in a bit. So the core fruit of personal branding The core truth of personal branding, or the core or the bone of personal branding, is documenting your life. It is documenting your life. You don't build a personal brand, you reveal it every day. By doing what? By documenting your brand. Yes, maybe after this conversation, we would see some people who would, become really, really strong on content creating and start creating content and advising people on real estate and all of that. Maybe not. Maybe we'll see people who are on the streets daily, visiting one site to another site, but they are documenting that journey and sharing to their audience. So in building a personal brand, yes, we might not have the time because we must make ends meet while we are trying to create all the content in the world, right? But we might not have the time for that. But if we are able and capable of documenting our life, we would have more than enough content to build with our personal brand, or to build our personal brand with. So let's go straight into our conversation to today. What are the 6 pillars for your personal brand? If we're able to get all of this right, which we are going to be doing for ourselves instantly. If you've not been writing before, now is the time to write, because we are going to be developing these things for ourselves. I brought some examples, and I'm sure that at the end of this class, you will be able to not just define, but you'll be able to execute thoroughly following your personal brand archetype. So the first pillar that we're going to be looking at is your brand foundation. Is your brand foundation. We're looking at 6 pillars of your personal brand. If you're able to define this for yourself, we're able to build your personal brand, and you're able to run with it for decades. Some of us know all of these things that we're about to talk about. You have a mental picture. You have, this I fall in here. But now we're about to write it down, document it, and visit it every other day. It was the Bible that says, write the vision, make it plain. So anybody that's what we're about to do with our personal brand, who's excited about that? Awesome. So our brand foundation. To get our brand foundation, it's important to, identify or highlight all of these 4 elements. The real estate is, trust-driven business. People buy from brokers whose identity is clear, consistent, and before clients can trust you or your listing, they must trust you. Before clients can trust your listing or trust your property, they must trust you as a person. And for anybody to trust you, you must be able to define all of these attributes for yourself. What is your purpose? What drives you? Is it helping family? You will see why all of this is important when we get to the end of our class. Or you see why taking all of these down is important when we get to our class. So what drives you? Is it helping family find home? Is it helping investors grow wealth? Is it supporting diaspora Nigerians? Do you agree with me that there are some realtors today who don't attend to buyers locally? They only buy and sell to diasporas. So your ability to define your purpose helps you define your niche, which we're going to get to in a place. So what is your purpose? What drives you? Are you just a person that likes family? Guess what? There is a niche of real estate people that just help new families get home. Oh, you've wedded and you're looking for a place to call your new home. I'm the person for that. Oh, you're turning 50 and you want to buy a new home. Oh, I don't do that. But in Nigeria, we don't say no to money. But that's what we are here to learn. How to identify your niche and how to say no and say yes to the right money. So identify your purpose. When you're able to identify your purpose, you then move to identifying your value. What are the key values that sticks with you, right? I have some examples here. Integrity, speed, transparency, quality, service. So what are some values that speak to you among some of these ones that I've listed down? Are we writing them down? so that after this class, you're able to identify the ones that sticks with you and the ones that you will tell yourself on a daily basis, here are my values. So if you say your value is speed, for instance, if you say your value is speed, when somebody comes and say, oh, I'm looking for property in so area, you must assure the person that, oh, in less than 24 hours, I will get you the best offer. Because you've told yourself that part of my value, or part of something that everybody that experienced me must experience, is speed. So, if you identify, when you identify your value, you then identify your strength, right? What are your strengths? Are they negotiation skills, deep location knowledge in Lekki or Ikoyi, or relationship building or understanding land titles? I know a real estate company in Lagos here that has two funders. One of them is very social. He's always in the club, meeting new people. Now waiting in Sabi be that. He knows how to grow his network, build relationship. The other guy is an architect, always inside, planning their next development. And as a partner, they are making a lot of money. Why? Because two people are able to identify their strengths and then work together to build along with it. So even before you say you want to build anything, it is important to know your strength. So when the time or the opportunity comes to build by yourself or with another person, you're able to identify and say, okay, this is where I fall, this is where I fall. I would need to employ, or I would need to partner with people that fall under this other category, and we can build something together. So yes, know your strengths. Are you good in negotiating? Are you good in deep location knowledge? Say, there are some people in Nigeria that only attends to Ekpe. Some people only Ibejuleki. Some people, I only have property on the mainland. And this uniqueness is why the tech prop companies have not been able to hack it. You see a lot of technology companies come today and say, oh, we are in property tech, we want to help you do this, we want to help you do this. But there is a huge gap in location or in knowledge by location, where a tech company comes and they put all their resources together and they just don't know what is happening in Shagamu. They can't figure it out. Their algorithm cannot figure it out, or they don't have agents that can figure it out. The point is, real estate is majorly location knowledge centered. You have to decide, okay, I have location about the mainland, and I don't have the knowledge about island. I have the knowledge about the mainland. Anything island, I need to partner with somebody else to execute that. So it's very, very important to identify and know your strengths. Yes, we move to your personality. So are you warm and approachable? Are you professional, assertive? Are you high energy? What is your personality, and how can you have that come into play when talking to your target audience or when talking to people? So what are we going to quickly do? We're going to quickly identify your purpose statement. We've written some of the examples for purpose. So I have some examples here. We're going to quickly identify your purpose statement. Listing this down is very important, as in the next 1 year, you want to review it and see, oh, wow, see what I did with this particular information about myself. So what is your purpose statement? You want to write your purpose. Don't worry, you don't have to read it out, but you want to write your purpose statement. An example is, I help young Nigerian families secure their first home with zero stress and total transparency. As simple as this thing is, if you are able to identify and write down where you stand, people will know you for that. So write it in your own way, write it in your own style, write it in what you're passionate about. It's not everybody that will help young families, secure their first home. Some, you just want to deal with investors because maybe you have a background in finance and you know that, if you're able to speak to investors, you can speak their language and you can get them the best ROI. Some, you just want to work with people in diaspora because that's your goal. It's just that you've not seen visa. So the best thing is to start connecting with them, right? Whatever you're passionate about, you just want to have that as your purpose statement. Also, when you have your purpose statement, you want to list your top 3 values. This is really important and this is really personal, right? You want to list your top 3 values. So let's choose the principles we'll never compromise on. Is it honesty? Is it responsiveness? Some of us are not good with responding on WhatsApp, so you don't want to pick that. But some people, you know, you want to pick that I would always be active. I would always respond. Is it expert knowledge on a particular location? Oh, I want to deal with everything island and everything mainland I'm outsourcing, right? Is it client protection or negotiation excellence? What are your top 3 values? You want to write them down so when you're on the street, when you're communicating, or when you're in the field of play, you know where to pick from. So when we're done with that, we want to define our personality. We could do this as soon as we get home. Define our personality. You want to record 30 seconds video introducing yourself naturally. Watch it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again, do it again and again and again without you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again, do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again, do it again and again and again until you feel like that you meet Dangote. You don't need to talk about the next do it again and again and killer, which is the background position, meet Dangote and again and again. And now, do it want to identify where do you feel like stay, meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again. I've learned to like from the past Dangote and again and again. But do it again and again and again. You want to feel like, yes, like I said, my parents don't like rejecting money. So you make money again and again. You make money from every location. Meet Dangote and again and again. It's important to choose your own location. It is important to choose that, okay, this is where I want to stay. Do it again and again and again. This is what I want people to meet Dangote remind me. Do it again and again and again. So until you feel like if you meet there are so many noise in the market today, and that's why niching down is very important. Until you feel like there's so many vendors in the market today. That's why you niching down and clarity over feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. That's why niching down is very important. So every agent cannot serve everybody. Positioning helps you attract your client until you feel like if you meet. And of course we are yet to understand our client so that we can attract Dangote and again and again. So to do that, it's important to know our lane and dominate it. It's important to know how to gain and again and win. You feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. So how do we know our lane and how do we know where we want Dangote and again and again? How do we know how to find the audience and what to meet Dangote and again and again? Do it again and again and again. Identify your audience. If you meet Dangote and spoken about the audience, do it again. I think first-time buyers, I think the diaspora clients, I think the investors, I think the luxury market, I think the shop-lot owners, I think the land buyers, meet Dangote and again and again. Areas. Do it again and again. Identify your audience. If you meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like property. Of course, you work with CW or anywhere you work with, they only sell legit property. So beyond that, what are the pain points you personally want to solve anytime you meet a client? You need to make that decision so that you will work with 10 clients and all of them will see that this guy has the same, has this particular thing. You have to be conscious of what that thing is and repeat it. Meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like a confusion about Lucky or Adapt, unclear documentation, unreliable agents. Some of these are the pain points that people go through when purchasing property. Which one do you detest the most? In such a way that even if you are working with a particular real estate company and they give you a property and you know that, okay, until you feel like meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet Dangote
you're not going to play in, no matter how bad that thing is. I mean, you must even identify not just that you're not going to play in there, you're going to fight it. It is going to be your personal vendetta. Any vendor, talking of client, any vendor that brings this particular pain point to me, I'm going to be the enemy of that person. Because it is my life's goal to fight this pain point for my client. When you're able to do that, you now make a very clear promise, which we're going to write down for ourselves now. You make a that after today you can go and visit, you can read over and over, and it sticks with you. What is your clear promise to your target audience? Let's write that down so that we can have it for ourselves. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet that good and again and again. Do it again and again and again until you feel like if you meet that good and again. Your family niche. Choose one. Is it luxury home? Is it Banana Island you only want to sell? There are people that only sell Banana Island property. There are people that only sell affordable lands in Lekki. There's people that, we only do rentals. There are people that, we only talk to investment guys. So pick your niche. Also, your one-line promise. You can use this framework to complete your one-line promise for your target audience. This is your personal brand Bible. What we're developing now is what we refer to as your personal brand Bible. If you're able to stay by it throughout 365 days, if you know how, the right people will update it on your status, update it on, Instagram, your bio, your LinkedIn profile. Let people know you for something. Guys, other people will still come, but let people know you for something. Have that one thing that this is what I am owning. And if you're able to own it well, you will see other people even flocking and say, so I know you don't do mainland, but this my client actually needs mainland. And it's you we want. Why? Because you've been able to show yourself consistently for a particular thing. But clients are clients. When they love you, when they trust you, they want to do business with you, regardless of what you say. Until you feel like if you meet them. So we move to our third pillar, which I want to believe is one of the most important pillars. I heard someone talk about it, the pillar of the brand story. The brand story is your trust currency. Your story is the bridge between your expertise and your